Hello there and welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha Inspired. I have an amazing conversation with Wumpini Incubators here in Tamale. I believe they have other branches across the country, or you can get in touch with them as well. We have seen and known how people hatch poultry, or they are able to incubate these poultry that we see around and even come as food to some of us. But people are actually making a living out of it. You may have the passion to go into farming. There are lots of ways that you can learn. They have services that you can also learn from them, not just to have a conversation, but if you are out there and you want to learn, you want them to school you on how you can do these things, the best place is Wumpini Incubators here in Tamale. I'll be having an extensive conversation with the team. Let's take a break. When we are back, we delve into the conversation. Stay tuned.
Are you ready to transform your poultry farming experience to new heights? Look no further. Wumpini Incubators is your one-stop solution for cutting-edge automated incubators, perfect for both industrial scale farms and domestic use. Powered by solar energy, these incubators bring sustainability to off-grid communities. Explore our comprehensive services and tailored products like consultancy to farmers and firms, hatchery for all kinds of birds like guinea fowls, domestic fowls, quails, turkeys, and ducks. Also, you can purchase your locally produced feed to meet the nutritional requirements for your animals. At Wumpini Incubators, we sell day-old chicks ranging from guinea kids, layers, broilers, cockerels, turkeys, ducks, quails, and pea fowls. Whether you are an individual farmer, a research organization, a school, or an NGO, Wumpini Incubators has you covered. We proudly serve governmental entities in agriculture, ensuring a sustainable and efficient approach. For further inquiries, you can locate our office at House and Zongo in the same building with the Premier Bird Company. You can also visit our hatchery service at Kumbungu Zona Yili, just 1 kilometer from Julizo. Call us on 0241 250 896, 0206 158 382. Wumpini Incubators, where innovation meets agriculture.
I have here 3 gentlemen with me. Mr. Abdul Jalil Wumpini, he is the CEO of Wumpini Incubators. And I have Mr. Awokare Ali, he's the manager, and Mr. Mohammed Nasiruddin Chalpang Abdul Razak. Hey, this name is long. He's the marketing and sales executive at Wumpini Incubator. Thank you very much for joining me on the show. Let me start with you. Wumpini Incubators, what is it all about? When they say Wumpini Incubators, what do you do?
Okay, so Wumpini Incubators is a business that provides services for farmers who are into poultry value chain. If I say the value chain, from the hatchery, the feeding, the housing, and sales. Yes. So we started as an incubator company whereby we manufacture electronic incubators. Time back, like 10 years back down the line, you realize that, especially in the north, you realize that production for poultry was nothing to write home about. So that was when we came out to these incubators. We realized that selling them to these farmers, and when they started buying them, they started increasing production in guinea fowls, local fowls, and then domestic chicken. So basically, currently we are into the sales of incubators. We sell animal feed as well, and then also provide consultancy services for institutions like NGOs, like your entity, and other individuals. We also provide training services for people who want to learn how to fabricate incubators. So I think that is what basically we do. Yes, as a business.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did the name come about, Wumpini? Is it just a name, or Wumpini means God's gift?
Yeah, God's gift. You know, that's my name.
Okay.
I'm the founding member of this particular business. And the whole thing started, like I'm saying, you know, before you start a business, you have to ask yourself, what problems
do you want to solve?
Do you want to solve? And actually, I was a type who really wasn't an engineer, but the love and passion for this particular thing, I started doing research and maybe knowing how to build an incubator to be able to increase production. So I think in 2013, we sold our first incubator, even though we started in 2008.
Okay.
We had a meeting with what's the name? British Council. I mean, they had a training program in the northern region. I mean, they targeted unemployed youth, and then also to ask us to showcase what we got or what we had by then. So I think that was how it started.
Okay, you're speaking about solutions. Let me come to you. What are some of the solutions you have brought in the area of poultry? Because the normal poultry some of us grew up was the one your grandmother has in the backyard somewhere, but I see that you have brought a step ahead.
Okay, so basically, with reference to what Mr. Jilly was saying, you could see that we're intended to solve a problem, and then how do we solve this problem? What is the problem at hand? We were looking at the way, I mean, local farmers produce their eggs and all that. Then we understood from our research that they were importing, I mean, incubators abroad. So doing our research into it, we realized that these incubators were not resistant enough for this particular environment that we are living in. So after our research, we understood that, okay, if we come up with something like this, that is going to be, I mean, resistant to the weather and then other factors around us, and also possibly make it cheaper for, I mean, local producers to go into. That was majorly what we're, I mean, looking at. Then finally we came out with a product, and then we sold our first product in 2013, basically to improve and then increase production of eggs in our, I mean, area here. That was a genesis of why we came into it. So basically, these when we did this and then started, I mean, selling it and then getting, I mean, customers around, we understood that it was making an impact into these farmers. So from then we started building, I mean, from there, adding other things like the feed production, and then also we also went into other services. Okay. Like, I mean, feed production. We went into even we are doing tractor plowing services. We also went into the consultancy as much as the training programs and all that.
So what are some of the the projects that I want the highlights of the projects?
Okay, so basically, we are currently holding training sessions for incubator fabrication. Okay. And our last, I mean, project was in 2021, and we are currently on another project on training people on how to do the fabrications, and also training others on how to keep eggs. I mean, try to incubate them and then, I mean, hatch them, sell them at a particular stage and all that. So currently we are into such projects. Okay. Yes.
How do you recruit the people for the training? Do you, let me just come to you on that. Do you just make the announcements? What's requirement if I want to come for help? I mean, to be trained to fabricate the incubators or other things. How do I? How am I being selected to train by your team?
Okay. So first of all, we advertise. And after advertising, I think the most important thing is interest. Because in this particular line of operation, once you are not interested, and it's not an easy task building an incubator, it entails a lot. So once you are not interested, I think it would be a very difficult task for you. So first of all, I think it's the interest that counts. We are even in promoting women in STEM. I mean, women in TVET.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So as part of that, I think we encourage ladies and other people, like maybe some of the social, maybe we usually say there's socially excluded, maybe people living with disabilities and other people. Like, we encourage them to be part of some of these training programs, because we've realized that there are little or no job opportunities for such people. And when they usually come for some of these fabrication or these incubator training programs, they actually learn a skill they are able to produce on their own and stuff like that. Additionally, as part of these training programs, we have projects we are running with other partners.
Okay.
That we usually go to some remote areas where the selection has already been done.
Okay.
They select the beneficiaries who are into poultry or guinea fowl production. Then we train them on how to keep these guinea fowls, and as well as increase their egg production, as well as the hatchery and other stuff like that.
Okay. Let me come to you, Mr. Wumpini. How take us through the number of things you do. So you look at poultry, is it just fowls, guinea fowls? Just take us through some of the things that you do, like in general, poultry or other things that you train
so
on.
I think let me start with the incubator fabrication. Normally, you see, like Mr. Ali said, we did a research, and the result that came out suggested that, I mean, imported incubators were not really doing the job we wanted. I mean, they build them there to suit their weather conditions.
Sure.
So sometimes when they import them, farmers here do have problems with it, because an incubator is just a device that produces heat at a particular range and maybe humidity at a particular range. So if you are using an incubator that is not being regulated by a controller, if I say controller, there's this motherboard that controls everything in the incubator. So if it doesn't go alongside with the weather condition here, I mean, you know that it wouldn't work well. So currently, we also have resilient incubators that stand the test of time, but cost effective and very cheap. They are automated and also disability friendly. The hatch rate is very good for all eggs, all poultry fowl eggs. So from ostrich, guinea fowl to turkeys, ducks, and all that. So the good thing is that as farmers, when we sell our incubator to you, we give you 3-year warranty.
3 years?
Yes, 3
Wow.
years. Sorry. We give you 3 years warranty. And then we also add you a manual. So before we do that, we have to take you through what's the name? We develop your capacity as to how to do operation and maintenance yourself. So maybe at some point, if you feel like it goes beyond your capacity, then you call us to come in and do it for you. Yes, at least we have solar incubators within what's the name, northern region. Currently, we are doing some incubators for people in the francophone countries like Togo, Burkina, Cote d'Ivoire, and others. But we encourage more people to come in and patronize our machines.
So the machines are just for the poultry aspect.
The poultry aspect.
Okay, so when you say poultry, what group of animals sums up to be called poultry?
Yes, in Ghana, if they say poultry, people feel like the birds that lay eggs, table eggs and others, or maybe broilers or any other bird. But it comprises all birds that are consumed.
All birds that are consumed.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, simple terms. So let's say if you are into pea fowl production, you know, it's one lucrative venture that most people don't know. Some people import the birds for people in lucrative like hotels, for instance. Yes, people buy them to breed, but how to increase production is always a problem. So let's say if you're rearing pea fowls and you want to increase production because you want to make more money, the ideal thing is to procure an incubator. It's just something that is used to hatch more eggs that a local hen cannot incubate. Let's look at this local fowls. A local fowls can incubate from 15 to 20. Even in a rural area like Boku and its surrounding, or maybe northern region and its surrounding, we still have farmers that are into small scale farming, like they hatch locally. And hatching locally, you know, sometimes you can increase production by doing that, and you need to time the exact time your hen is going to sit on the eggs or is going to incubate eggs before you are able to procure eggs for the hen. And so we are saying that we want you to increase production. Let's not depend on the local ways. It won't go a long way for us. I mean, we need to increase production, and currently Ghana the government wants to restrict the importation of poultry and related products. And so how do you achieve that? We need
but there are times that we hear that I don't know whether they are not incubated properly.
Yes.
That FDA has gone and it's like they have to throw all the chicken away, and what usually causes that?
I think with that one, sometimes it has to do with diseases that are hereditary from parent stock. It's a different thing altogether. Let's say a farm has a parent stock.
An outbreak.
Correct. There's an outbreak. Let's say
they also get their coronavirus.
Correct. we have sicknesses that follow the parent stock to their offspring. So normally when it happens like that, they need to maybe expose all those birds and then maybe bring in new birds. So by the incubator is just something that is to increase production. That's how I see it.
Incubators mainly is just to increase production.
Just to hatch eggs in large quantities. So currently we have incubators that can hatch from 50 eggs. Let's say if you're a farmer, then you feel like you need to hatch 50 eggs at a time. We have something like that for
at a time. It's like how many minutes or within what period?
We have a particular time for hatching for all kinds of eggs. Specifically, quail eggs is hatched within 14 to 21 days, depending on the kind of breed.
Okay.
So if you are stocking in the Japan breed, you know that it will take you up to 21 days.
Okay.
Domestic chicken takes us up to 21 days, right? Guinea fowl from 26 to 28, same as turkey and then ducks.
Okay.
But some ducks take up to 35 days. So it's just the normal days that they use to incubate them locally.
That's what you. Okay.
Yes.
Let me come to Mr. Ali on this. Okay. Somebody might be watching and probably asking, why should I get in touch with Wumpini Incubators to learn these trainings? So your trainings are one on how to probably use the incubators. Do you have other trainings, maybe how to even hatch properly, how to notice what's the name, sickness or whatever, diseases rather, thank you, and like what are some of the services that you provide that if I have to choose you for my training, I'm getting all those services?
Okay, so basically with our service, the first services we provide for for Wumpini Incubators, reference to the hatchery, we have about 2 different farms, big farms in Tamale here, where we do hatchery. Then those who are interested and then they cannot hatch at home can come to us, we'll hatch the eggs for them. Okay, that's what we do at a point in time. Then we can also train people on how to do it at home, even without the incubators.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but then the most important thing is if you want to hatch it if you want to produce in high numbers, we encourage that you acquire an incubator.
Okay.
So that at least you can hatch from 50 to 10,000 eggs at within a period of time like 21 days. So basically, even after training the people, if you have any issues after the training, you can revisit our industry so that we'll train, do the service, other plan, other things, and all that. So basically, apart from the training that we provide, we also try to, we also do this entrepreneurship program that helps people to, do the sales, sell these eggs that they are producing at a point in time. We do an entrepreneurship program. We cooperate. Collaborate with NTA, National Training Academy, to do the trainings for these people, so that they will be able to abreast themselves with the knowledge on how to, produce from production to sales. You understand? Yes. This, for the incubator production, that is what we do. We also, like I said, we also do the feed production, where we produce feed for all kinds of breeds, poultry breeds, including the ruminants, the rabbitry and other aspects of the ruminants, this thing. So with the feed, we try to, educate people on the quantity and quality of feed needed for any breed that, you are into. If you are into a specific breed, we'll train you on specifically the quantity and quality of food nutrients needed for each of animal you are producing.
So do you have like a measuring something? You're able to measure that this animal needs this quantity, and it shouldn't be more, it shouldn't be less, during the period?
Yeah, we have standard measure for all.
Okay.
Yes, we have standard measure for all, and then we measure also what amount of feed should be taken within a month, and even through to the time you are supposed to sell the animal. That's what we do. So we'll give you all the directions on what to do. Like Mr. Wumpini was saying, even with the incubator, we give you a manual on how to operate it from time to time. If this happens to the incubator, this is what you must be doing in order to increase production. You understand?
Yeah. Let me come to you on this. Let's look at sales locally and internationally. How do you get sales, or how can people get in touch if they want to get these sales?
So first of all, we advertise using our traditional and the new media. With traditional media, we use radio and television for some of our adverts, and additionally with the new media, we are on all social media handles. You can find us on TikTok. We have our WhatsApp line, our business line that we use. Additionally, we are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, now X, and also we are on LinkedIn. On all social media handles.
Are you on TikTok?
Yes, please. It's Wumpini Incubators on all social media handles.
I like that. Sometimes people have different names for different social media, and it's very difficult to find it. But you have one name.
We are Wumpini Incubators on all social media handles, and additionally, our business line is 024.
We'll get there. I'll get there when we are wrapping up.
Right. So our business line, we have a call number and then WhatsApp where we transact business within that particular line.
So those out of Ghana, are you able to do effective delivery, effective trading? Do you do virtual services and all that?
Yeah, right now we are living in a, let me say, a globalized space, and we make use of technologies like Zoom. Right now we have Google Space and others, Meetup and Meetup. The others. So we do online trainings, and sometimes I think once we have a targeted customer group, it depends on the number. Sometimes we do travel to locations to do some of the trainings as well.
Okay, let me come back to Mr. Wumpini. You mentioned poultry, remnants, and what are remnants? How do you help them? Are they also in incubators? What are they?
No, I think that has to do with the feed. You know, we also have feed specifically meant for ruminants, like goats, sheep, cattle.
So you train people on that aspect as well?
Yes.
Oh,
you see,
nice.
currently in the north, we are currently in the dry season, We don't have what's the name?
Feed for them.
Yes, feed for
The
them.
grass and
Correct. So we have feed that are specifically meant for the young animals. Let's say if it's a calf or something, you know, from day old to, let's say, 12 weeks, for them to survive very well. You know, at that point in some of the communities, we don't even have adequate water for communities. Let's to talk of for animals. You know, they need to take in feed, take enough water, and also produce milk for this young animals. And so, because they're a little bit challenge, we have come out with a specific feed that has all the nutritional value in it. That is for the young animals like sheep, goats, and even calves. We also have some specifically for pigs. You know, production of pigs of late in the north.
it's low.
Oh, it's
coming
gaining
up.
grounds. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes. I think I have people that have.
I know that pigs are more in Upper East and Northeast
even
region.
northern region.
Northern region, I didn't really think
Yes,
so.
we have some in northern region. Yes, and I think, but they were affected by this viral disease that affected them. So I mean, production of pigs of late have gone down. People have really phased out, but I can see people also coming on board. So we are also into feed for such animals. You have pigs, whereby you don't have, with pigs, you need to feed them with adequate nutrients so that you can get the required weight.
But
So that you're able to sell them. So if you want your pigs to gain that, maybe to fatten them, and then for them to look healthy, I mean, you should look no further than Wumpini Incubators. We have the required feed for you.
okay, there's another aspect I was asking early on catfish, fish. Do you do? Is it just a catfish, or you do catfish like the fishes aspect? What other fishes? You know, tilapia and what? I don't know if those are
just the catfish.
just a catfish.
Yeah,
Okay.
catfish. Yes.
But it's like catfish came all of a sudden. Like when I say all of a sudden, we knew catfish to be adjoining we use for light soup, where you get it, you dry it up and use for the light soup, or if it's a bit fresh, or just for. But me, I didn't even know the name to be catfish. I just knew to be like adjoining. You go to the market, you buy your adjoining, you come for your light soup or whatever soup you want to prepare. Then boom, the last 2-3 years, catfish is everywhere. What happened? And people don't even eat banku with tilapia anymore. They want to eat with catfish.
I think it's a patronage for that delicacy. You see, people now know the relevance of eating or maybe taking in catfish, and so I think that is what has also increased production. Most people have started this because, you know, sometimes it's just an additional job. Let's say you have a job already, but it's just a side hustle. We have people like that within the north, and I can see people doing catfish training and other things. So imagine people going to learn all those, you know, that they also try to invest into those things. Just that of late we haven't been able to get the required weight for catfish.
True.
In the marketing side. So we have also taken that up, and we are in with feed that can help you get the weight you want within a specified period, so that you can get the required money for selling those fishes.
Okay.
But we're currently into catfish feed production.
Okay.
Yes.
I see some videos. I'll just see them swimming and people are training feed and things for them just to be okay.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of time, right?
Yeah, it is a lot of time. I think it's just the initial cost is just the acquiring the pond, then availability of water, and then the feed, and the time too. If you don't have time and you have all this, you will fail.
Wow.
Yes.
A lot of things need time, I guess. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
ready to transform your poultry farming experience to new heights? Look no further. Wumpini Incubators is your one-stop solution for cutting-edge automated incubators, perfect for both industrial scale farms and domestic use. Powered by solar energy, these incubators bring sustainability to off-grid communities. Explore our comprehensive services and tailored products like consultancy to farmers and firms, hatchery for all kinds of birds like guinea fowls, domestic fowls, quails, turkeys, and ducks. Also, you can purchase your locally produced feed to meet the nutritional requirements for your animals. At Wumpini Incubators, we sell day-old chicks ranging from guinea kids, layers, broilers, cockerels, turkeys, ducks, quails, and pea fowls. Whether you are an individual farmer, a research organization, a school, or an NGO, Wumpini Incubators has you covered. We proudly serve governmental entities in agriculture, ensuring a sustainable and efficient approach. For further inquiries, you can locate our office at House and Zongo in the same building with the Premier Bird Company. You can also visit our hatchery service at Kumbungu Zona Yele, just 1 kilometer from Julizo. Call us on 0241 250 896, 0206 158 382. Wumpini Incubators, where innovation meets agriculture.
Welcome back from the break. I'm still speaking with a team from Wumpini Incubators here in Tamale. They are training a lot of us who wants to go into poultry or even have proper, well-maintained incubators to hatch our eggs or any poultry that we may be trying to grow or nurture. Yeah, so let's look at some of the challenges that you have faced, Mr. Wumpini, as a trainer or as a business person, and maybe some of the mistakes that we see people make even after they've come for your trainings.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think, like Mr. Ali is saying, we have a number of trainings we have done. Sometimes you train someone and the person is employed already, or maybe through that the person gets employed by maybe a hatchery. Sometimes, you know, it's just our habits as human beings. Sometimes they are well trained, all right, but when they go there, they give you what's the name, something to manage, but sometimes they habit. You know, we blacks, they give you something to manage, and then sometimes they call, the hatchery is called to complain.
Are you sure you
sometimes
really
you don't have a
person?
control about. You train them how to maintain a good ethics at work, but still, you know, things like this happen. Also, you see, currently there's this what's the name? You know, poultry farmers across the country were hit so hard. When it comes, because you know, there's
Is it the diseases that
the disease, the hikes in prices of feed, the bears, even the cost of building structures for poultry.
logistics?
I happen to be the Northern Regional Vice Chairman for the Poultry Farmers Association. Currently, you know, the hikes in price of maize. Maize currently is bought around 400 Ghana cedis.
Wow.
And so people find it difficult buying maize to do production. That's one of the things that are really killing the.
You're speaking about diseases.
Yes.
Let me come to Mr. Leo on that, or you can also start before I come to him. Diseases. What are we not doing right when it comes to the diseases? Because you keep hearing that most times. Sometimes I saw a video of a young girl crying on TikTok because she woke up one day and her poultry from all her birds were dead.
Okay. So basically, with reference to when you were talking about, after our trainings and what are some of the challenges that comes back to us. There was an instance when someone called that the incubator had an issue, and then it didn't actually perform. The required. What he needed it to be done, and then I was asking what was the problem. I was trying to inquire and find out the problems Then in the end, we realized that someone who came to visit tempted with the machine. You understand? So on our manual, we make sure that we train you on how to operate it yourself. If anyone doesn't know how to use it and tamper with the machine, it might give you different things altogether. You understand? Like you said about the diseases and sicknesses on the fowls and other poultry birds, if you go into a poultry farm, we have our own requirements, what you should be doing, what you should do before you enter into the poultry farm. There are guidelines for you. So if any other person goes into the poultry farm without following the protocol, you definitely will cause a problem in the farm. You understand? For instance, we have specific dress coding we use, or specific things we use in the farm. So if you go in there with any other thing, you can also go in with foreign things, okay, to infest into these particular birds. One of the challenges again. So basically, with all the challenges that we are facing, we encourage that if you need to understand best about the practices, and then you contact us. We'll give you the best training, the best guidance in order to secure and protect your birds very well without any issues. You understand? Yes. Mr. Wumpini.
And let me check in. I think most people go into poultry production without learning the requisite best practices. Yes, sometimes you have to follow the biosecurity measures. The biosecurity measures could be even where you site the building. It could be a flood-prone area. You build it there within rainy season. It rains, then the rain comes to take everything off. Sometimes when it even rains, or even the wind blows, it carries some kind of certain things it's not supposed to carry into the farm. So that's why you see most birds normally being infested by diseases that sometimes you can't even, you have to take them to the lab to be able to ascertain the kind of disease, especially the viral diseases. Sometimes too, most farmers do not follow the treatment chart. So let's say a woman gives birth to a baby, and then they tell you have to give the child this particular injection. They don't do that.
True.
There's a particular treatment chart you are supposed to follow. If you are rearing layers, you have a treatment chart for layers. Both preventive, you have even vaccines that you are supposed to administer. Almost about 3 or 4 vaccines. So if you don't do that, and sometimes these diseases come during maybe changing weather, so they can easily be hit by any weather condition.
Does the heat also affect them?
Yes.
Wow.
The heat affects them a lot. Currently, most farmers, almost about 80% of farmers here have all folded up. The few ones that are in Tamale are also complaining because of the heat. It can also affect the laying.
So it means you need a smaller number in a particular space.
Yes, the space. Sometimes the number also counts. If you have more numbers in a small space, they tend to generate more heat and even stampede. Sometimes it can cause even stress. And when the birds are stressed, they can also lay. When they are stressed, you can't get the required weight you want.
Wow.
So we just need to follow the required biosecurity measures, and we have people that can handle this in in all our branches, and especially our office. People work in there to just get that training and get the know-how as to how to keep this poultry.
Okay.
So when you learn about the biosecurity measures, at least you also be able to prevent certain things. Probably the lady was crying because there was something she didn't do. If they are saying give, for example, Newcastle vaccine, you don't administer it, and then
that's a vaccine for them.
Correct. Newcastle comes.
So do you put it in each of them their mouth, or how do you do it?
Some of them are administered through their what's the name, their water troughs.
Oh, okay.
Or some are even injectables.
Okay, so to inject each of them one by
each
one.
of them.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of work.
A lot of work, especially over 1,000, 2,000 bears.
Just to inject 2,000 bears.
If
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 you
you
have to.
must,
That's right.
otherwise you lose them.
Wow.
So it involves a lot, and I also encourage farmers, at least not gaining the knowledge. We also have a group that we belong to, and let's also try and be part of the group,
Yeah.
like the poultry
Like
farmers
associations
association.
and stuff.
We have an association in the north. Most people do not know about it. I mean, you can also call us, and we
That
enroll
you educate
onto-
yourself from time to time.
Yes.
So organizations that may want to do a mass training for certain, maybe in a community, they want to empower women who are into these things. You do those trainings for them.
Oh yes.
Are your prices affordable?
Yes. Yes. Affordable. Currently, I think we are doing a training with about 3 district assemblies.
Great.
Under this LEAP program. There's this World Bank project that is being implemented by Ghana Productive Safety Net. I think the office is in Tamale. Currently, we involved in training some of the communities. They select, then we go to train them as to how to take care of this bears.
Yeah.
In housing, when it comes to housing, the breed selection, the kind of feed you feed them and all that.
Because what we just know, you just give them millets, maize. That's how we know, like
Yes,
locally.
in our local homes.
In the morning,
Yes.
you
Yeah,
give them
keeping them.
something when they are okay. After when you
Yes.
see them again, you give them evening. That's what we usually do.
Yeah, that's the extensive way of maybe taking care of them. And now, if you want to increase production, you have to invest in them.
Yeah.
I mean, procurement to the bears, the kind of feed. They also take in balanced diet. As we human beings take. If you want to get a good yield, you have to follow all those protocols.
Okay. So we don't have a lot of time. I want us to take where we can be reached, the details of. Do you have only just one branch in Tamale? Just take us through that, and we can take everything else. How many
Yeah.
branches do you have in Tamale?
About 3 branches. We have
What are
one.
the
Our
locations?
office is located at House Zongo.
Hausa Zongo.
Yes, House
Okay.
Zongo. Opposite the old Zongo, the old Zongo Chief Palace.
Okay.
I mean, the same building with the Premier Beds.
Okay.
There's this Premier Bed company. When we were upstairs.
Okay.
And I think our feed mill is also there where we produce the feed.
Okay.
We have outlets at Young, we have some in Yampala, Kumu, Zona Ile, where we do the hatchery. We also have some in Tatale currently, we have a store in Tatale. But we also have people that we engage with. We don't own their stores, but we supply them with feed. So if you want feed at
certain location, when you
certain
call based on your
location,
location, you'll be able to give a direction on that.
And currently, because we have the available resources here, like the feed ingredients here in the north, we produce them, like the maize and others, so we get them at cheaper prices. So our finished products are affordable. And so if you are selling, you want to maximize profits, you can contact us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You were telling us about the contact details. Can you go through the social media handles again? Then you can give us a phone number.
So I think you can reach us on all social media handles. That's X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok via Wumpini Incubators. You can also reach us via phone number on 024-125-0896. Let me take that again.
Slowly this time.
Come again.
Slowly, like.
024-125-0896.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe we would have it on the screen as well. Give us your final words. Let me start with you and I go back to Mr. Wumpini.
Okay. So I think my final words would be to not just only poultry farmers, but those in animal production. With our feed production, we started not long ago, and with the requisite nutrients we have in our feed, I think when it comes to maybe the animal weight or even end product, maybe for poultry farmers, that's the egg and others, we have the requisite nutrients in our feed. So I think it's best to contact Wumpini Incubators. And like Mr. Jelly said, also for those who want to maximize profit, those who are into the sale of animal feed, I think you can contact Wumpini Incubators. Additionally, NGOs and other organizations that are into the training and other livelihood empowerment with regards to agric, poultry keeping, hatcheries, incubator fabrication and others, I think you can actually reach out to Wumpini Incubators.
Okay, Mr. Ali.
Okay, so basically at Wumpini Incubators, we are looking at what is happening to our agricultural industry, what has been happening to our poultry farmers. Then we are looking at who are mostly affected, and then what are the possible strategies and solutions that we give to these people in order to gain a very good livelihood, especially in our northern part of Ghana. So we believe that we can offer all the services that you need, not necessarily just in poultry farming or incubator fabrication. We are all agri experts, and then we understand what is needed in this particular industry to grow your production. So basically, we are always available at all our contact locations and contact numbers, that if you contact us, you'll get the right services.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Wumpini.
Yeah, I think my final word goes to you, the partners and CSOs. We are currently trying to roll out a project, well, even though a profit entity, but we are trying to also do some give back to the society. So yearly, we are trying to work with people like you, yes, to see if we can partner with you. I mean, you have your success stories, I mean, when you implement your project, and so when you come out with things like that, we can also pinpoint some of the people who we think really are impacted with your project, or maybe take your project serious. You know, currently we have so much funding in the north with so many CSOs working, but the people on the ground do not care. They spend so much money on them, but they do not care. But we still have people who genuinely need the support. So when you support such people, please reach out to us.
Okay.
We also have a small way of helping you to maybe bring the to improve the life of these people.
Sure, there are actually a lot of people that we can always recommend, because there are people that sometimes just want something to become better, and poultry is one of the things that some people too are just there. Once they get the opportunity in any field, they are willing to put in the energy to make it more profitable. So thank you so much for coming, and I believe that anyone watching, especially now that we are encouraging more people to go into entrepreneurship, we have focused more on TVET, we've focused on STEM, we have focused on other things, but I believe that poultry is another aspect you can make some good money. If you watched our episode last month, we had a veterinary specialist who was in the studio and told us that people were encouraging him to go to the medical school, but he said no, he wants to go into the veterinary. So even once his friends were waiting for postings or waiting for employment, he came and was already consulting. He will go around and look at people. Then, okay, I'm not a professional, but if I want to check for you, I can make some coins out of it. You might never know the profession that can actually make you big. We have choked certain aspects of the professional field, and I believe that we can come back and look at what we can do with our minds and also with animals. We are still calling on your support for the Martha Inspires Foundation. All year round, we are accepting donations of clothes, shoes, school bags, exercise books, any form of donation that you want to support our children with. We are open and making sure that we can together empower the community and empower every child to have access to quality education, especially reading. Our reading maybe I'm prophesying, clinics. Maybe one day we'll have a lot of reading clinics. Are opened. It's opened every Monday to Saturday at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at our office and Bywater in Tamale behind the Marshall Hospital. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, and you can have your child in as well. If you also want to volunteer to support the reading clinic, it's the best place for you to come and support. If you also want to do your internship with us, whatever school that you are, to get some kind of field experience for wherever you want to do, the Martha Inspires Foundation, it's always open for you. Thank you so much for watching, and Martha Inspires. Have a good night.
Are you ready to transform your poultry farming experience to new heights? Look no further. Wumpini Incubators is your one-stop solution for cutting-edge automated incubators, perfect for both industrial scale farms and domestic use. Powered by solar energy, these incubators bring sustainability to off-grid communities. Explore our comprehensive services and tailored products like consultancy to farmers and firms, hatchery for all kinds of birds like guinea fowls, domestic fowls, quails, turkeys, and ducks. Also, you can purchase your locally produced feed to meet the nutritional requirements for your animals. At Wumpini Incubators, we sell day-old chicks ranging from guinea kids, layers, broilers, cockerels, turkeys, ducks, quails, and pea fowls. Whether you are an individual farmer, a research organization, a school, or an NGO, Wumpini Incubators has you covered. We proudly serve governmental entities in agriculture, ensuring a sustainable and efficient approach. For further inquiries, you can locate our office at House and Zongo in the same building with the Premier Bird Company. You can also visit our hatchery service at Kumbungu Zona Yili, just 1 kilometer from Julizo. Call us on 0241 250 896, 0206 158 382. Wumpini Incubators, where innovation meets agriculture.